Pat, I loved your draft last night. Thought your wide receivers were great. Was a little concerned about your running backs, and hopefully tonight I'm going to rectify that for the ship chasing crew.
Yeah, as I was reviewing my draft, I was thinking, could I have taken more running backs early in the draft?
Yeah, Henry saying our buddies over there at the high stakes fantasy football hour not loving the build.
Oh, really?
I mean, that's what Henry's saying here. They said you didn't draft enough good running backs and you have questionable quarterbacks and you waited too long for second tight end.
Yeah, when you get Waller, you have to take a second tight end very early. That's how it works.
I mean, the only way to please people is if you had 30 picks and you got 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, then everyone would be like, love this team. I love this team so much. So if you're just tuning in, we are kicking off our second night of Pros vs. Joes coverage. Pat drafted last night with Davis. I am drafting here tonight. Honestly, don't recognize a ton of these names. I know Jake Seeley. I know Jared Smola over at Draft Sharks. So yeah, not a lot that I kind of know where people are going to be at. I'm drafting from the 3. Already feeling pretty content here with grabbing one of the top 2 running backs. Oh, well, that went quickly. So already a surprise there.
Okay.
I was thinking I was going to get Kelsey, so we'll go ahead and draft Dalvin Cook here. Yep,
that's the move.
Wow, yeah, that definitely surprises me, but I definitely get it. I like Kelsey a lot. I think if I had my choice at 2, like I think I would have even have been pretty torn on Kelsey versus Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, I think I might go Kelsey over Dalvin. The thing about Dalvin is I was looking at these running backs that have had these like legendary seasons, and Dalvin was one of them, but he did it on the fewest targets per game of anyone in the last 6 years. So, like in terms of repeating, it's like he kind of, he really threaded the needle. Without that receiving volume. So not to say that he's a bad pick. I like him as the 102 in normal formats, but I think I might go Kelsey in this format.
Yeah, I agree. I think I would have too. Someone was asking here what this is. Is this a best ball draft? Yes. 18 round. It's FFPC's best ball slim format. But typical FFPC settings otherwise, as far as the starting lineup, tight end premium, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and 2 flex spots. So that is the deal for the draft tonight. I think immediately I have to kind of start now thinking through my tight end strategy, because I was pretty sure I was just going to draft Kelsey and then completely punt the tight end 2 spot deep. Now I'm kind of put in that spot potentially that Davis ended up in last night, where I'm just guessing that I'm not going to like the tight end ADPs in rounds, 5 through 10 or whatever.
Yeah, it's tough because, you'd probably have to reach for Andrews or Hawkinson, which you'd really have to reach for them. I don't think you're going to want to take Pitts. So that whole next group of guys, you're not really going to be in position for, or you'd really have to have someone fall.
Yeah. That's going to be, that'll be interesting. I am so used to in the best ball formats normally having a few cracks at one of the tight ends. Like we've done it in our main event drafts where, we reach for Kelsey or George Kittle, or like we're doing our draft right now with Matt, and Kittle falls to us all the way at, what was that, 2.9 or 2.10?
2.9.
2.9. And so there's normally, it's kind of hard to get boxed out of one of the tight ends. I feel like if you really want one, because you can always get Kittle in the first round. So this is definitely an interesting spot to be in, to kind of be boxed out. I guess I could have gone for Waller there. I don't know. I feel like Waller over Dalvin Cook might be getting a little too cute.
That's how I feel. I think you just take Cook. I thought that was right.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm with you. I have those hesitations about him being able to repeat what he did last year. But I think you just gotta do it.
Yeah, you're in one of the few spots where you have a running back that you still feel pretty darn good about in the first round.
Yeah. And it does look like a decent amount of green on the board. I'm always excited to see Chubb and Harris go this early, Eckler going this early. Obviously, Kittle comes off the board. I left the dimmest of candles on that he would maybe come to me, but I knew that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of hoping he would, but it was like a 5% chance.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, this green, you're looking pretty good with this green here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always, one thing we've seen in these FFPC drafts too, it's like always hard to get a true read on the room until you're like 4 rounds deep, because you'll see a lot of starts that you think like, okay, I know what they want to do. And then you just get completely psyched out in the 4th and 5th. And so it's going to be interesting here to see how this room is shaping up.
Well, Gibson, I think, is basically a lock to go in the next, before you.
Yeah.
Given that we've seen all these running backs flying off, I think Mixon's probably going to go. So you're going to be, I think you're going to be looking at a pretty nice wide receiver selection here.
Yeah, I think I'm getting a little bailed out. Almost kind of what we've seen with the typical 101 treatment, where the team gets McCaffrey and then they're always able to get 2 stud wide receivers. But I might even be able to get a caliber of receiver that the 101 typically doesn't have access to.
Exactly. You might be getting guys that I would argue should go on the turn, go on the 1-2 turn.
Right.
You're getting some real, yeah. So there goes Gibson. So
yep.
You need Mixon to go, and all of a sudden, I mean, the quality of wide receiver you're getting is really high.
Yeah. Yeah, this is probably the most green I've seen in a start in a while here. Okay, Team 6 just takes Devontae, which is a really nice start there.
Nice start. That's a great start.
Yeah. So who is that?
Berto calling this ripping green. That does seem like what it is. If it's cranking purple, it's ripping green.
Yeah. Cranking purple. There's something there with with marijuana as far as, ripping green, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. What's yellow? What do we do with yellow?
Yellow? Yellow. What do you do with yellow? You're it's all sunshine. I don't know. Joe Mixon goes, which is very nice.
Nice.
For me.
Okay. Beautiful.
Which means I'm getting one of Hopkins or Ridley, which I'm excited about.
And who do Phil B calls it pissing yellow? I think we're gonna keep workshopping that, Phil.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yank. You guys need to head to the writers room. Yeah.
That kind of works. Who do you like between those two?
I've been taking Hopkins ahead of Ridley. No. I just said that reflexively and I wasn't thinking. I've been taking Ridley ahead. Okay. I mix up my exposure so much on underdog with those kind of turn starts that I'm sure there's been tons of times I've gone Hopkins over him. But okay, Dobbins goes. All right, let's go. Who do you like here of Ridley?
I like Ridley.
Yeah.
I like Ridley, yeah.
I think I'm down with that. I like both of them a lot. I don't think you can really go wrong here. I'll go Ridley.
The thing with Ridley is I think he's a stud, and he basically might be in kind of the AJ Brown role in this offense, and it might be a higher volume offense, super strong connection with the quarterback. So I think he's set up. If you look for who could have the giant ceiling season, who could add another 5 points per game to what they did last year, I think he's got a better chance of that than Hopkins.
Yeah, the chat freaking out about Dobbins. You guys must not have been watching last night when Montgomery went the second round. So Dobbins actually seems pretty palatable. Okay, we are cranking here. The wide receivers, Hopkins goes, Metcalf goes, AJ Brown goes. I guess
great start for one there. That's a nice start.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what Gifford does here. I could be cranking purple via the Vikings here.
Right. Is your next selection little CeeDee Lamb action?
Yeah, I'm debating if Jefferson goes, I'm definitely taking Lamb. Although I might kind of just take Lamb just because it seems like that could be very fun.
You might take Lamb over Jefferson?
Yeah, because I don't love the Jefferson Dalvin stack, honestly. It's kind of how I felt about like the Gibson McLaurin stack, where it's just like not my fit. Good. Jefferson goes,
All
so
right.
I can just take Lamb.
Interesting. I didn't know you had that take.
No, I don't. So in a vacuum, I take Jefferson over Lamb, but I'm just saying in the context of the Dalvin team,
No, I mean the Dalvin Jefferson, that you don't like that correlation.
yeah, I don't. Maybe that's more like large field stuff where I'm just thinking like the games where you can't get the 6 touchdown game from Dalvin, like the Alvin Kamara, and have Justin Jefferson feasting.
Yeah, that's probably true.
This is seems so. CD's ADP is typically in the 3.5 to 3.6 range. So I think I took him like 3 picks ahead of his ADP. So if that's high, sue me.
Yeah, this is like kind of where CD's going. I don't think it's a reach at all.
Yeah.
Also, we have this report with Amari where I think Amari's going to be fine, but like the timeline keeps getting pushed back. Like we know how this stuff goes. Like if Amari's going to end up missing 3 weeks of the season, everything that has happened thus far is exactly how it would happen. I'm not saying he's gonna, but like,
yeah,
we're it's starting to get a little bit to where you want to I think you want to start baking it in a little bit to CeeDee Lamb and to Michael Gallup. Like start thinking about that upside a little bit more.
Yeah. Josh, I think, were you the one asking me on Twitter about this too? I don't know what you mean. This format's different as well than like the best ball tournament. So I don't know what.
There's no playoff weeks here. This is
I probably won't even pay attention to bye weeks much at all in this draft. Yeah, Team 6 is a team to watch out for. Team 1, definitely a couple of my favorite starts. And Team 2 as well.
Yep. 1, 2, and 6 are looking real good.
I don't think I'm going to get as many gifts as you did last night, Pat.
Well, you got J.K. Dobbins in the second before Calvin Ridley. That's pretty nice. Najee Harris already gone there too. I mean, basically every running back with a pulse other than DeAndre Swift goes before your pick in the second round. That was pretty nice.
Yeah.
If Swift had gone and you had maybe gotten an AJ Brown gifted to you, then
yeah,
you'd be off to an even better start than me, I think.
Yeah, this is an interesting one, Michael, because this is starting to burn us, because in ADP, DJ Moore is a little further down than those guys, but the drafters seem to be taking DJ Moore earlier now as well. So on Underdog, I typically take Godwin first just because I know I can generally get DJ Moore on the wrap, but I'm starting to get even a little more aggressive, as evidenced by DJ Moore being my highest owned guy on Underdog right now.
Yeah, I have a ton of DJ Moore too. I sometimes try to take DJ Moore in the fourth and push it just to like get it cheaper. Levitan was talking about this on, I think it was on the Takecast, just like letting the guy fall to you another round if you feel like you have too much exposure. So I'm trying to do that with Moore, but it's so hard because right after McLaurin goes, I just really want Moore. You know? I want him over the Tampa Bay guys.
Josh, in this specific scenario you're discussing, I would be more like the first bye week I would be concerned about would be having 2 QBs and having them have the same, because you're giving up potentially 25 points there. I'm not even that worried about 2 tight ends with the same bye week. You're potentially giving up like 10 points maybe. And then as far as wide receivers, I'm generally drafting 7 to 8 wide receivers. So if I have 3 to 4 studs that I'm getting at values and they happen to have the same bye week, I do not care.
I never look at the wide receiver bye weeks, like ever.
Yeah.
I think there's something like if you have 2 quarterbacks at the same bye week, it's not ideal. But the other thing is like you do then have them playing together for the other weeks. So theoretically, like you might make back like another 5 or 10 points from, the 20 that you're losing. So it's not even like you're losing a full 20 potentially. So it's not, I think if it happens that way, you just kind of kind of eat that. I don't think it's worth changing the structure. Like if the structure kind of dictates it's a 2 quarterback build, I don't think it's worth tacking on the third. If it's kind of one of those ones where you could really go either way, whether or not you want to add a third quarterback, then maybe you can add the third quarterback. But that's like really the only time that I'm letting it affect me at all.
Champ here, we cause running backs to fall. We don't cause Amari Cooper. That's a news report FUD. We have never had any anti Amari Cooper propaganda on these airwaves.
Yeah, and I haven't been writing the Cooper blurb, so it's not my fault.
Darrell Henderson goes in the 4th round to Jake Seeley. He's been kind of settling in the 5th round in most spots, so a little aggressive in the early 4th round.
Well, I mean, we're generally familiar with tournament ADP, where you have to let him fall a little bit more in those because other people had him in the 11th. I wonder if this is actually more reflective of like, where he would be if we weren't in tournaments that had started back in May.
Right. So definitely ripping green here.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good stuff.
Smola drafting a nice team too. Hill, Jones, McLaurin, Woods.
Yep. So here's what's 8 going to do here. RB3 out the gate. So we have, 3 teams here that already have 3 running backs.
Yeah.
So that's pretty nice. Well, we'll have to see if they stop. The game. We got to see how many of these guys get to 5.
Yeah, they're getting to 5, Pat. I'll tell you that right now. They're getting to 5.
I love it.
They are absolutely getting to 5.
Oh boy. Clock ticking down here. What's he deciding between, you think?
Hang on real quick, Court. No one puts baby in the corner. No one fucking tells me what to do on my Pros vs. Joe's team. Get your own Pros vs. Joe's team and set up your double stack. I'll do whatever the hell I goddamn please.
Pete, please stop antagonizing the chat.
I'm getting antagonized.
I mean, I think Corey made a pretty good suggestion. If you get the chance to double stack. I watched your video for ETR. Incredible video, by the way. If you guys have not seen it, seriously, an incredibly informative video. And Pete did make the point that you can stack without the quarterback. So
it is true. It is true. I mean, look, we can have that conversation about the double stack here. I don't think I would want to take Dak early 5th.
No, but I don't think you'd have to. I mean, you can, I think CD and Amari there is pretty amazing value. You just scoop that and then don't let it affect your quarterback strategy.
Yeah. There goes Amari there. So the dream is dead, Corey. You ruined it. Amari Cooper went because you talked about him in the chat. You did this.
I think you're going to have a really nice option here, dude.
I'm trying not to get my hopes up too much, but I do like how this is looking.
Yeah. I'm just going to say, well, there's a couple ways this can go. I'm actually curious. Well, I think I know exactly how you would rank the guys left.
Yeah. The thing is I don't really trust any of my targets to slip past 1 and 2. I feel like they aren't going to make too many mistakes there. So I might get a little aggressive. Okay.
I see.
Lockett goes here.
Man, 6 is having a draft.
Yeah, I don't like fuck. I knew Andrews was I was gonna smash Andrews there.
Yeah, dude. That would have been perfect. Set you up so nice structurally.
Yeah, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. I guess we'll just keep pissing yellow, boys.
Let's try something else. Pissing yellow. All right. What's this guy got? He's going to first wide receiver.
Doug is in the FFPC chat. Very excited that Andrews made it back to him. Don't blame you, Doug. Don't blame you.
I mean, that's a really nice value on Andrews. He got back to the 406 in my pros versus Joes.
Dude, I'm gonna find myself in Davis territory with tight ends. I know it. All right.
Oh, there you go, baby. There you go.
Come on down, DJ Moore.
All right,
come on down.
Now we got a sweat, Pete.
Yeah. I still like my options here.
Yeah, you've got some options.
I won't be devastated if my main target goes.
There's some, yeah, because you have a consolation prize, I think.
Yeah.
Also, these starts, I mean, typically, like, I don't know these guys, but like just in FFC drafts, it wouldn't be shocking to see at least one more running back for each of these teams here.
Yeah. Yeah, this is where for the 1 and 2 holes, you never know. And we've also seen, I think you could also see the kind of like Javonte Williams kind of detour here for these guys if they're looking for that running back. ETN as well.
Yep. Okay, Cup.
Cup goes.
Good value on Cup.
Yeah. Beckham goes here at 412. I'm a little ahead of you guys in the draft applet. Myles Gaskin. Ooh, wow.
There you go. That was nice.
I feel I'm gonna get a Tiger. I'm gonna get a Bengal.
Yeah, dude. Pretty nice, man. A Bengal in the 5th.
A Bengal in the 5th. And Javonte goes, called that, and we draft T. Higgins.
Beautiful. Oh, man. Nice start, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you'd like the tight end, but there's like no pick here where I'm like, oh, I wish that was, other than like Kelsey, I suppose. But hey, Dalvin Cook, it's pretty nice.
This is one of the most insane takes I've ever heard, Matthew. And you're a ship chasing VIP. DJ Moore is the Josh Jacobs of wide receivers. I'm going to need you to flesh this out. I don't even know what that means. And I will boot you from the VIP program, Matthew, if you have that take.
You better explain yourself, dude.
This is the thing. I think Josh does make a great point. 4 great wide receivers, but only Dalvin Cook through 5 rounds. That's rough.
Did you consider taking more running backs?
I didn't.
I didn't.
It's so fun. It's really weird to me that the market has decided they prefer Chase over Higgins. Higgins is shooting for the moon. Like the best case scenarios where Burrow and the Bengals are awesome, both of these guys can absolutely crush. And we've already seen it from T. Higgins at the NFL level. I don't know why. I like them both, but I don't really get why the market is so sure that Chase is the better pick.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like them both too. I have a slight lean towards Higgins, but I do think that Higgins is more of the ceiling play because, like, what rookie wide receiver? We just saw Justin Jefferson come in. He blew everyone's minds with how good he was, and he scored 17 points a game. Like, what has Chase realistically got in terms of, is he going to get? Could he get up to 19 points per game? Could he really like smash? I think T. Higgins has got more of that, like, really, 18, 19 point per game upside. I think Chase could be ultimately better than Justin Jefferson long-term, better than T. Higgins long-term, and still not match what Justin Jefferson did as a rookie. That's an extremely high bar for a rookie wide receiver.
Yeah, and I hear everyone in the chat. Like, I know Jamar Chase is literally the sickest prospect we've had in ages, but there have been incredibly sick prospects. I can go through and list off top prospects who have not been generational at the NFL level. It is very hard to immediately become a top 10 wide receiver. And what do you think is more predictive, a college profile or the resume put on in year one? With a decent college profile as well. Like, I'm going to take the safer and similar upside bet there with the year one production every time.
Well, also it's the second year. It's not like I want Jamar Chase over T. Higgins in Dynasty. Like that's not that close. Like I would definitely take Jamar Chase, but this is his first year versus a guy's second year. Like this is like, we are playing redraft. We don't have to bet on who's going to have the better NFL career. We're playing on, realistically, what can a rookie wide receiver achieve? Like we just saw what Justin Jefferson did. And again, even if Chase is better than Jefferson, which I think he ultimately probably will be, he would have to, like, he could have a worse rookie season than Justin Jefferson and still end up being much better than Justin Jefferson over the course of his entire career, because it's like, when you look at these guys historically, the best wide receivers, they don't necessarily crush as rookies. Devontae Adams took forever to come on. DeAndre Hopkins didn't have a good rookie season. Like, some of these guys, it takes them a year before they can really have like these monster seasons. So I just am more comfortable betting on a second year guy in terms of the ceiling than a rookie. And again, like, I have these guys like right next to each other.
Yeah.
So it's not even like, I love Jamar Chase. I think Jamar Chase is a good pick where he's going, but
yeah. And I agree. Someone said, what about both going off? I think that's
100%.
very likely. I just think Higgins has similar ceiling and higher floor.
I think they have similar floor, and Higgins has the higher ceiling for this season.
Yeah, I could see that. Again, we're talking like, we're absolutely splitting hairs. We're talking about like, I prefer Higgins to Chase like 56% to 44%. Like, that's what we're talking about here.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so Dak goes. So there's no kind of double stack range here. I think there are still some quarterbacks if I wanted to go the elite route. Although I feel like Kyler and Lamar will go before they get to me. There goes Lamar right there to Jake.
Kyler would be interesting here.
Yeah, he would. I doubt he makes it to me.
Me too.
It's Team 5. Doug will be so excited to get to. He'll be like, I can't believe Kyler fell to me. The real question I have now, and wow, yeah, Claypool goes.
There's Kyler.
There's Kyler. So there's no quarterbacks I want to take a detour for here at this 6-7 turn. We're hitting a little bit of a wide receiver tier break as well after Ayuk and Claypool go there. Where did Goddard went in like the 4th last night, didn't he? Or even the 3rd?
Yeah, he went in the 4th. Yeah, I'll pull my board up.
What is your thought on Goddard now, with it looking likely that Goddard goes, but with Ertz returning?
I don't like that. I mean, Goddard's good. He's really good when given the opportunity, but it's not going to be like a super high volume passing offense. Ertz gets targets, man. Like, I've been taking gross Ertz. Like, Ertz gets targeted. I don't want him there if Goddard. Like, if I'm taking Goddard, I do not want Ertz there.
Yeah. I don't love this spot. I might. There are some double stacks available with Robbie Anderson sets up a double stack. Tyler Boyd sets up a double stack. I really don't know what I want to do at tight end. If I want to get like a Noah Fant, I'm going to have to do it with one of these 2 picks.
Yeah, I like kind of punting with and going 3.
Yeah.
I actually really like what Davis did in the 10th. He grabbed Engram, Everett in the 11th, and then he came back and got Austin Hooper late. Like, he waited until the wide receiver value dried up. I think that's the way to play it, because there's still wide receivers here. There has been a tier break, but there's still wide receivers here that I really like.
Yep. And I want to keep building out, especially if I'm going to have to spray and pray at tight end. I just had like my eye a little bit on Edmonds and Kareem Hunt, and both of them go. So there's clearly a big drop here now at running back. I'm not even entertaining that. looking at just a teeny bit at Noah Fant, but I think I'm probably going to stick with wide receivers here. I might consider Noah if he comes back in the 7th.
I think there's some interesting stuff because you mentioned Robbie. You also can do Boyd as a double stack.
Yeah.
And then you could also do Debo as an attempt to set up Lance. And you could also do in the 7th,
Yeah, just playing the ADP game, it's a little early. And this is the other thing to think about with the tight end detour is there are wide receivers I'm going to really like at the 8-9 turn.
Yeah. But that's probably true. The 8-9 turn, you could be looking at like maybe let's see. At that point, you're probably looking at a running back who you might like.
You know what? I'm going to let's see here. I guess by ADP, Noah Fant is the highest by a good portion.
He went in the late 5th of my draft, so if you want to take the detour, I think you can get away with it.
The reason I want to take Fant here is because I think he gives me outs to going 2 tight ends if I want. And I like having that out to where I don't necessarily have to go 3 wide receiver or 3 tight ends, which I just really don't necessarily want to do if there's a big tight end run.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good with it.
Sean being very high on Fant helps a little bit as well. And I think I can stomach it at this cost. Also assuming that I'm going to get one of these wide receivers I like coming back.
And it was a good point about, I think in the 8th, you'll end up with the wide receiver as well.
Yep.
And then the 9th could be a good spot to take your running back too, just based on the way those ADPs line up.
Yeah.
And then, depending on who you get at wide receiver here.
Look at this. I'm getting the Henry Muto stamp of approval for playing the tier game.
Yep.
Did Sutton go? No, Sutton is still on the board. Tyler Boyd does go there. Gifford making me pay for not getting Boyd there. Russell Wilson goes to the 101.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But he sets up a nice stack there. I don't love the Gaskin detour, but, still, nice build.
It is. That's the thing. There's a lot more nice builds in this draft room than there were last night.
Yeah. Although we're only through 6.
Yeah.
There are multiple teams with 2 teams with 4 running backs. Could be looking at a 5er here, Pete.
All right, Michael Carter goes.
All right, he's starting to let you off the hook here.
Let's see, Gifford. What? All right, he goes James Robinson. Beautiful. So I'm grabbing Robbie.
You're grabbing Robbie?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have Robbie slightly ahead. Like Sutton, Juju. We could have made a case for our boy, but I think there's a chance he falls. I like Robbie here, and it gives me that cheap late backdoor quarterback stack with Darnold too.
Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. I've been going up Debo somewhat in this spot. Is Sutton still on the board?
Yeah. Sutton was the one I was debating.
Too. Yeah, and you kind of have the Broncos thing set up too, but I like Robbie.
Yeah. I like Robbie a lot too. And it's again, when I pick these guys like an underdog when I do a million of these drafts, I'm literally splitting with Robbie and Sutton and those guys. I don't feel super confident, but push come to shove here, I kind of like the double stack with DJ Moore.
Yeah. Sam jumps in and does the Denny bit. I have to say, like, the reason the Denny bit is so good is that, like, he goes, just join. Gotta say, I love your wide receivers. Not sure about the running backs. Like, it's exactly the commentary that you actually get.
I know.
Because, John Paulson was, like, replying to my draft. He's like, I don't know about these running backs, man. I was like, are you doing the bit or not?
No, Paulson is leaning into the bit, realizing he's imitating himself. That's the level of
Are you
meta.
sure?
I'm 100% because he was doing it. He was doing it even more literally earlier, but he actually thinks that.
No, I know he thinks that.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Pete, they think you look like the Mans for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know. I get that a lot. It's interesting. A guy that has sunglasses in his avatar would think that.
All right, so we're starting to see some wide receivers go. Aaron Rodgers, the new 7th round ADP. That makes sense.
Where did he go?
I'd still rather have Herbert, I think.
Ratcliffe got him in the 10th last night, right?
Yeah, that was the auto pick.
The putting the daughter down to bed pick.
Yeah.
So to me that, like, I don't hate Rodgers there, but it's more just like pointing out how absurd the gap was before, because I feel like early in the offseason, it did seem like he was going to leave, but as each day passed, I feel like the percentage likelihood that he stayed in Green Bay increased to the point where even a couple nights ago, it was starting to look extremely likely that Rodgers was returning. And so this, like, the big jump overnight from that thing, from the One News thing, just seems so inefficient to me.
Yeah, it should have been kind of steadily ticking up.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really, yeah. I don't know. I feel like I should have more Rodgers. I don't think I ultimately do have
and the other thing also with Rodgers going that early is he's going over Herbert to the team that had Keenan Allen, which is kind of crazy to me.
Well, he also has Adams.
That's true, but I guess in a vacuum, I still prefer Herbert and you get in the stack. Yeah. Yeah,
I do too. I mean, Rodgers ran really hot on touchdown efficiency. And that's like, if you listen to JJ Zacharyson on this stuff, like, that's the one thing that, that's why it's been so hard to predict these quarterbacks over the years, the passing touchdown efficiency and stuff.
I'm surprised. I'm actually shocked with the Robbie slander, not thinking Robbie has upside. I mean, if anything, we came into last year thinking he was just going to be a situational deep threat guy, and they used him as a target hog. Now he gets his old quarterback. We know he can play in both areas of the field. This offense is going to be better. I think there's a ton of upside in this entire condensed offense.
Yeah, I think there's definitely upside.
Yeah. And also, like, if we're talking about drafting for upside, I mean, I feel much better about Robbie's quarterback situation than I do Sutton's.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not really any upside. The upside is the quarterback that Robbie had last year actually, takes over, because I think Teddy Bridgewater is how this offense has anything. But I'm worried about his fit with Sutton a little bit. I think if anything, Sutton's probably more like the DJ Moore, and Judy might be kind of the Robbie Anderson from last year. So yeah, that concerns me. I still probably prefer Sutton just because of how dominant he was before he tore his ACL. But I don't think Robbie Anderson is a low upside guy, because you could have the offense take a big step forward with Darnold compared to Teddy. I mean, Teddy's a very limited quarterback. I think Darnold has some real downside risk, but he has some upside too.
Yeah.
Also, year 5 is not like a bad year for wide receivers. Year 5 wide receivers have actually crushed historically.
Wasn't Lockett a year 5 guy?
Yeah, year 5's been like year 5 was actually had the highest win rates for like any year in best ball when I was doing the rookie thing. It was pretty wild. But I think some of these wide receivers, they take a while to kind of fully hit their ceiling. That's why we keep betting on DJ Moore again and again and again, because and Stephon Diggs again and again and again. It's like we see the guys who are good and talented and awesome, and they don't always pop in that year, but eventually that profile usually does deliver a massive ceiling.
And I will also say, I feel more comfortable stacking up the Panthers than I do the Broncos. And I do feel like that someone's going to be the odd man out between Judy, Sutton, and Fant. They all aren't going to feast with Teddy Bridgewater as their quarterback. There goes LaVisca. That's a bummer. So when I'm drafting Fant, I'm kind of making the bet that he's one of the two of those three. And I guess you could say, well, why couldn't Fant and Sutton be it, and then Judy's the odd man out? But again, it's not necessarily a bet I want to make in the context of this team.
Yeah. Yeah, and the nice thing with the Panthers thing is that there's less targets available. There's less target competition, I mean.
Yeah.
Because Curtis Samuel's left and Terrace Marshall will probably take a little bit to fill that role. It might be David Moore for some. I mean, it's a little bit Vikings-esque. They're really kind of that level of condensed now.
Yeah.
Brandon Cooks goes, Michael Thomas goes, and Mike Williams goes. I feel like all of those are pretty nice for you, given the wide receivers that are still available.
Yeah. Debo goes right there, which he would have been a fun slide there.
That's who I was talking about partially, but there's still another guy.
Yeah.
There's still have two other guys.
I have two wide receivers I like here. One of these picks I might make a non-piss and yellow detour.
Yeah, I think. What are you thinking that detour would be?
Potentially quarterback and potentially a running back I like that's still on the board.
All right. I think you could wait on quarterback.
I definitely can. If I take the quarterback at 9, I can definitely get away with just taking 2. I can probably still get away with 2 in a decent amount of scenarios.
Yeah. I'm looking at, let's see. Last night, Hurts went at the 8:01. Then Stafford went at the 9:03. Burrow went at the 9:08. Tannehill came back to the 9:10. So if you did want Burrow, he might not come back to you.
Yeah. I can definitely survive. Like, I can live without Burrow. I'd probably reach for him more if I had gotten Boyd to set up that double stack.
How are you handling Hurts now with these rumors of the Houston trade? And
hang on one sec, because I just want to think through this stuff here based on what Team 4 does. Okay, so I think, Pat, I really like in a super running back heavy room, I really like Mostert here. And I have two wide receivers that I think will get back to me, but I do not think Mostert. And if I go Mostert here, I can set up a 4 running back build, which I would really like as well. I think I'm going to go Mostert.
Okay, I'm good with it.
A little green for the crowd.
There's a couple wide receivers here that I really do hope get back to you.
And I'm playing the ADP game again here. In a vacuum, I definitely like my wide receivers here. We'll see if Gifford and Coventry make me pay for it here. There's 2 I really want, and I'm betting I get one of them.
Yeah, there's 2 I would really want. I think if I were in your shoes, I think I would have just taken one and then played for Mostert or AJ Dillon.
Yeah.
There goes Michael Gallup.
Yep.
I assume that was one of them.
That was one of them. James Conner goes here, so this is the moment of truth.
Okay, here we go. Okay, come on. Don't do it. I mean, he could go another running back here.
Staring at the pick.
Oh my God, dude. I do not want him to take the guy.
He goes Stafford. Boom.
All right.
Love how that broke. Boom.
I assume this is Will Fuller.
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome. That was a nice move, man. That was a really
Thank
nice
you.
move.
I mean, I was just I prefer Will Fuller in a vacuum, but man, I've been saying in a vacuum so many times. I got to stop that. But man, I feel good. Like in a running back heavy room, like I like Mostert over James Robinson, over Michael Carter, over Damian Harris. So I don't know. I feel like that was a nice little slide there.
Yeah, I like that, dude. That was really good. I was kind of thinking like, let's just grab that wide receiver, and then you can always grab AJ Dillon. But getting the slotted Mostert, it was a little risky.
It was a little risky.
It paid off.
Because there was not, I was probably going to reach for Burrow there if I got sniped on Fuller.
Yeah, which would make sense. Because there's not really a wide receiver after Fuller. I mean, Fuller's going so late. Fuller really belongs in the 7th. Like, I mean, the Michael Thomas thing is obviously tough to peg, but I'd rather Fuller than Thomas right now.
Fuller was the most underrated player in FFPC drafts last year. He was routinely going in the 7th and 8th round. And then again, it's happening. I don't know what this guy has to do.
He's an awesome real life player. Michael Fuller's better than like, I mean, if Sutton's healthy, maybe he's better, but like every other player selected, I mean, I think he's a better real life wide receiver than Juju, Robbie. He belongs kind of like with Galladay. Like there's a huge discount on sort of situation in a 1-game suspension.
So the one thing I really like about these picks is I have no sense of urgency at any single position right now. Quarterback is the deepest that's available, and I don't feel panicked there at all. I can really pick my spots at running back now, just if there's a guy I really love. And I can continue taking these wide receivers, and I think we're going to have a couple rookies that I like coming back here as well.
Yeah, you're set up really well. You're not in a position to get boxed out. Quarterback is the only place that could start to get a little shaky, but there's guys, and the Fuller one sets you up.
Yep.
Tua. The other thing is, with the Mostert pick, because you can now do a 4 running back build, you could now do a 3 quarterback build more easily, I think.
Yep. You got to listen back, Mark. We talked through this entire pick situation when we were on the clock.
Yeah, but I mean, Fant you would have taken Boyd if he came back over Anderson, though, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I liked both of them. And I felt there was a pretty big tier break there at tight end. And if I punt tight end there, I'm likely not grabbing the Thomas, Higbee, Gesicki tier. I'm getting into taking the Davis 3 tight end range, which again isn't bad. Like that's what you have to do in that scenario. I just prefer to only have to take 2 and give myself the chance to use those luxury picks elsewhere.
Yeah, because you're locked in. Once you don't take Fant, your 10th, 11th, and like probably 15th-ish picks, like 3 of those picks are going to tight ends. So you end up you don't have as much flexibility in those ranges. You have to get tight ends there because after that it just dries up pretty much completely. I mean, Mo Alley Cox I got in the 16th last night, but he wouldn't have gotten back to you where you're picking. So 3 of those 6 picks devoted to tight end is you freed up a lot of flexibility.
Yeah.
They want you to take Deshaun Watson.
I know. I still feel like I don't really see it. Like, yeah, he's not, or he's on the commissioner's exempt list or whatever. Wait, is it he's on it or he's off?
He's not on it.
He's not on it. But he still has 22 some sexual allegations, misconduct allegations that are still all pending as lawsuits. Like, I don't know, everyone getting like excited about drafting Deshaun Watson. I don't really think anything has changed.
It is. Oh, there goes Burrow. What is going on at quarterback? Tyler Hurts, Jackson Burrow.
I don't get those. I don't get those picks.
There's still good players here.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely makes things a little tougher on you, but I think it makes things tougher on them. I don't. That's a lot of capital to put in quarterback when you already have an elite.
And the other thing is I, with getting that flexibility with the Fant pick, like I now, because I didn't want to find myself in a scenario where I was like, I got to go 3 quarterbacks and 3 tight ends. Whereas I could pivot this now. If I want to grab another middle round tight end, I can now go 3 quarterbacks pretty comfortably.
Yeah, you can 100% go 3 quarterbacks. That roster spot's going to be nice and freed up.
Yeah.
Henry did point out this is best ball. That's why the quarterbacks are going higher. Still a little too high, I think. And Jake also pointed out we should expect some yellow here on Jake's team, given that Michael Thomas is not going to start the season healthy.
Jake, love your running backs, love your quarterbacks. Don't love your wide receivers.
Did you consider taking wide receivers? Oh my god. Where are you dealing? Where are you looking at Michael Thomas?
I mean, the title of the Fantasy Life newsletter today was "You Can't Draft Michael Thomas."
I did see that with the big.
Yeah, little clickbait there to trigger the guys who are saying Michael Thomas is going to be a playoff league winner. I think my thing is obviously there's a price where you take him. I said he's more in that like after, he's in the like Darnell Mooney. Who else did I say? Russell Gage, Corey Davis range. Like I'm not taking him over Mike Williams, Laviska Shenault, Deebo Samuel, Michael Gallup, Will Fuller, Mecole Hardman. Like no. Michael Pittman, no.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, we saw him playing, trying to come back from injury last year, and he just looked terrible. So he might not be fully healthy. He might take a long time to recover and get back to where he is playing well, but that might be a while into the season.
Yes.
I don't know.
You guys are disgusting. This is how like QAnon became a thing because everyone loves latching onto these thin conspiracies. Like you guys are all convinced that Watson is going to not only go to the Dolphins, but immediately
it's the Eagles he's supposed to go to.
Yeah, I can't keep track with fantasy QAnon out here.
Oh my god. Pete with so Henry's listing last year's results. He said you had half a running back and finished 26th. Is that right?
Yeah. What is it's Henry Muto? He named this the Ricky Bobby. You either finish first or last. You get literally nothing for finishing second place in your league. Nothing until they start handing out participation trophies. I will continue drafting very fragile teams. All right. So this is like I don't have one single guy here that I'm like, this is the guy I'm praying to fall. What are you seeing on this board right now?
I've been thinking about what you do at quarterback. And it feels like it's a little too early for you to do anything there. There's not really many backdoor stack options.
I'm legit.
Well, actually, I have an idea.
I do. Yeah, I have an idea too for setting up another double stack, but I'm also considering with one of these picks, just wrapping up tight end.
I think that's a good idea. Because we're kind of sitting here in a little bit of a no man's land. There is a wide receiver that I like here.
Yeah.
You could go running back and try to make sure you're able to get that 4 running back build in.
Yeah. What do you think about, so I'm looking here at, as far as tight end, again, just more ADP games. So you got Irv Smith and you got Robert Tonyan. What do you think about those guys?
I like Irv Smith a lot better than Robert Tonyan.
Mm-hmm.
He got there so much on touchdowns. I think Irv Smith could take on a bigger role. I know there's been this stuff about how, Zimmer's been kind of talking it down and stuff, but I think he could have a much bigger role this year. So I would definitely prefer Irv. He went at the 11:03 of my draft. So
He did.
Could
Okay.
wait for the wrap.
Yeah. Oh, Tunyon goes there anyway. So I'm gonna. Yeah, I could. So he went. Gifford went. Kelsey.
Well, before you pick, there's a guy I think we really need to talk about that's not a tight end.
What? I have a feeling. Is he a rookie wide receiver?
Nope.
Okay, talk to me.
Well, am I just missing him? Is Tony Pollard still on the board?
No, he's here. Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty nice. I got him in the whatever, the 10:07. Or whatever I had.
Yeah, I mean, if I take Pollard, yeah, I don't mind it. I was just kind of like, that's the thing, because I have all the flexibility, I really don't have to force the issue at any of these positions. But I do like Pollard here.
That's so much upside, and
we've already made the bet on the Cowboys offense. I like the little lamb in Pollard here.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, let's do it. It's weird in these running back heavy rooms that we're still kind of getting some of these values.
Well, because I think some of the teams are drafting well, and so it's sort of helping you because you went the other way. Like Team 8 has not selected a 5th running back. Team 10 has not selected a 5th running back. Neither has Jake. Like they're all stopping at 4 so far. Or I've had a few guys at 5 in mine.
Yeah. So the other stuff I'm considering here as far as wide receivers is I love Elijah Moore, but I also think Waddle to set up a double stack with Tua is kind of interesting.
Trey Lance going's a bummer, especially because he has Russell Wilson. Totally unnecessary.
What do you think about Waddle versus Moore in this specific build?
I think you go Waddle. I think you set up. I mean, the counter argument is that Tua might go before it gets back to you.
And I could set up a Zach Wilson fits really nicely with a 3 quarterback build.
I think I might go Elijah.
Yeah.
Just to give yourself one more out at a stack.
I completely agree. I do think there's a chance Tua doesn't make it back. Yeah, let's do Elijah. And Irv goes there too. Tunyon goes, so I didn't even have to consider that tight end detour. And there's still guys I can take and only take 2 tight ends if I want.
Henry says no one's taking Tua before the 12-10, which that might be true.
How about what
some weird stuff at quarterback here?
Henry, what are you going to give me if you're wrong? You gonna buy me a drink in Vegas, Henry? Waddle goes right after.
Yep. That can also be a double stack because you get Crowder, you get Mims, you can go Cole.
Yeah, and to as much as I want to, I mean, we still have the cover of. I have stacks. I have Matt Ryan, and then I also have the rookie upside guys. Lawrence and Fields are still on the board here. So I'm still not feeling panicked at quarterback at all.
Well, the other thing about taking Elijah Moore is that when it gets back to you at 12-10, you might want to take Tua. You might have wanted to take Tua had you taken Waddle just to make sure the guy with Stafford doesn't take him. Now it's let that guy have him if he wants him, and you can figure it out. You've got enough. You've got Zach. You've got Sam Darnold. You've got other guys. The Lance one hurts a little bit because I was going to mention him at the 11:03 as a Mostert stack.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't locking into those quarterbacks just because I didn't have the stacks, and a lot of my stacks are kind of fitting that 3 late build, but I wouldn't have minded that at all.
Yep. The other one is Fields.
Yeah.
If he were to come back, the ADP would line up pretty well for Kmet in the 13th.
Good call. That's a good call. There definitely starts to be a little bit of tight end break here.
Yep. There's still guys. It's this kind of big, deep tier where no one knows who's going to do anything.
We're at the point of the stream where we are touting Darrell Bevel's high pass rate.
Oh, man.
Pat, is our show tomorrow, Good Football Show, is that live streamed or is that record?
That's live streamed.
Plug it.
2:30. Me, John Daigle, going to be arguing about CEH versus Gibson. Going to be arguing about the Cardinals backfield. Going to be discussing what to do with the 103. I'm not sure what that argument's going to be.
Yeah.
But Pete and Leone are going to be there to break us up, separate it.
Daigle's going to get
some water.
There
go back to the corner.
Can't wait.
I'm cut.
Yeah, I'll be dabbing you, squirting water in.
Yeah.
Guys, more comments like Nick. Pete, instead of telling you what to do in your draft, I'd just like to say you're looking real tan right now. Thank you, Nick. I was just on the Cape in the vineyard for a week, trying to get tan for these streams, and I'm glad you noticed.
That's nice, Nick.
Yeah.
Adam Troutman is a guy that I've been struggling to generate enthusiasm for. I'm not sure he's their starting tight end. Nick Vannett thinks he's their starting tight end. Maybe that's a better way to put it. Nick Vannett seems to think he's their starter, which might not mean anything, but I don't love the idea that there's another tight end on the roster that's like, I'm the starter, by the way.
Yeah, Willis asking, I listened to that pod. You barely grilled him about the Fields pick. You let him off the hook, Pat. You continue to just let him off the hook. Although he did call me a fucking asshole on that podcast.
That was pretty good. I said, yeah, Pete tells me that I need to give you more shit. He goes, what a dick.
Wait, was that off air he said that? Because on air he said, what a fucking asshole.
Oh, I thought he called you a dick. Oh, man. That was good. No, I asked him about it. He said he wanted to take Kmet. He tried to set up like a backdoor, because when you set up a backdoor stack, what you do is you take the quarterback first. Actually, this is what I just proposed that you do, but essentially he's doing what I'm proposing you do, which is you take Fields and then you pray to God you can stack him somehow.
Yeah. I don't think, regardless of what I do here, I don't think team 1 or 2 will take a third tight end at the wrap.
I think team 1 could. I don't think team 2 will. But I still think you chance it. I mean, depending on who comes back to you.
Yeah. Gerald Everett going.
Nick says he called you a dick too.
I missed that. I was listening.
He said it real fast because he knows you listen at like 1.8.
I was listening at 2x. So Davis is just talking like, he's a fucking asshole and he's a dick, and I was allowed to take Justin Fields and he can just fuck off.
What is it like listening to Davis at 2x?
It's like fucking doing acid, dude. It's like doing acid and listening to someone just rub sandpaper together for 45 minutes.
And you fucking love it.
I am. Then Davis invited me to the Take Cast. So then I can really lay into him.
Nice. There you go. I'm looking forward to your hour-long discussion on late round quarterback philosophy.
No, this is what Davis uses us. He uses you to talk about fantasy football, and he uses me to talk about like fucking yoga and shit.
I mean, you like talking about yoga and shit. And I like talking about fantasy football, so it kind of works out.
What is going on with the chat? You guys are touting Devonta Wims. You're touting Marquise Goodwin. Like, what's going on, guys? Fields does go to Smola there. Bateman goes to. He was going to be super tempting.
Mm-hmm. There's still one more wide receiver here.
Oh, yeah. there's lots of.
How do you think you're going to play this? Are you going to
This is
try to?
this is a weird spot because, I mean, Lawrence looks really nice if he falls.
Yeah, he looks really to the point where like maybe the stack doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I even have a guy I can get creative with in the final round if I want there.
Yep.
But yeah, man, I feel like Lawrence would be tough to pass on.
I agree. That's the guy where it's like he's starting every game. He's got rushing upside.
Man, I'm loving that Pollard pick more and more. Phillip Lindsay goes off the board here, like a round and a half later. Whew.
Yep. Yeah, that's the thing that I've been trying to keep in mind more is like what Pollard offers. Maybe it's not the highest probability to hit and add anything, but what he offers is just so much more valuable if it comes to fruition than, taking a guy like a Nyheim Hines there. Like you can get arbitrage Nyheim Hines. You can't really get arbitrage.
Rondell
Pollard
goes.
And the only arbitrage Tony Pollard really, I think, is Alexander Mattison, which you obviously can't take anyway.
I think if I let Lawrence drop, Gifford snaps him up.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I think you almost have to take Lawrence. Which is, I don't know, it's not going to be as pretty, but I mean, it's pretty awesome value.
Yeah, I love it. He goes Singletary. Let's do Lawrence, baby.
All right. And then what are you thinking? You could do a running back here if there's anyone you like.
I might do tight end so I can be done.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we see Madison, Gabe Davis, Paris Campbell. Those are two nice picks from the one hole there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and Cousins goes. So I do feel very good about that. I'm going to grab Cole Kmet. What do you think, Pat?
Yeah, they just signed Jesse James. I don't think that'll have a huge impact. Who else is available at tight end?
We're down in the Jarwin, Ferkser, Hooper territory.
I tend to go Ferkser there, but I think Kmet's fine.
I prefer Kmet to Ferkser, just trying to get a little bit. I think he looked pretty good last year and was just losing work with Jimmy Graham. And then we get a huge quarterback upgrade. If that offense is better, I think Kmet is a pretty nice pick in the 13th. The chat screaming for Jarwin. Wow. I don't mind taking stabs on Jarwin, but I definitely prefer Ferkser and Kmet to Jarwin.
Jarwin scares me because Schultz can play, and we don't actually have that strong of evidence that Jarwin can play.
Yeah.
So, I think they'll split time. I actually think they'll split time.
Yeah.
The Houston situation has been the comp I've been using, the Fells and Akins kind of split. Which isn't awful for best ball if that offense is awesome, but it's not. I don't think it's very high upside.
Yeah. I don't mind him, but I feel pretty confident being able to just roll with two tight ends with Fant and Kmet.
Yep.
So,
yeah, I like that.
So my structure right now, we're at 3 running backs, 1 quarterback, 2 tight ends, and how many receivers do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we have 5 more picks.
Yep.
And I mean I can get away with going 2 quarterbacks if I want.
I think you're definitely in a spot where you can do 2 quarterbacks now with Lawrence.
Yeah.
I think that you might want to go 2 quarterbacks and have one last dart throw at running back, because the way this shook out is it doesn't feel like a true hyperfragile to me. It feels more like a hero anchor modified.
I can definitely see going 5 running backs in this build.
If you had been let's say you were in position to grab a Singletary, then I think you just go 4.
Yeah.
Or if you got Geo or something.
Handcuff chat is out. Oh no, sorry. I was going old Mike Boone territory. Okay. I'll allow the Mike Boone comment then. No, Steve, I've been taking Booker. All of us have our guys now that we're taking in the last round. Pat famously moved on from Ty Johnson to Javian Hawkins to win you guys a randomizer box.
No, to Kenny Gainwell.
Oh shit. I need to email whoever won last night, and I can look it up. I'm just too lazy. But if you won the randomizer box, will you email me? I think I forgot who it was.
It was Molly. The dog was named Molly.
The dog was Molly. I need to pull out this spreadsheet that I accidentally canned. Too many giveaways.
Josh says, "Hear me out. Your running backs are bad."
Guys, this is the most aggressive I've drafted running backs in a long time, and you guys still aren't happy. I mean, I thought Pat was gonna drop off the stream when I took Mostert.
I mean, that was a great move. That was one of the best moves of the draft.
Yeah.
Pete, how have you not dubbed this? Joey beat you to it here. Joey Hippolyte.
What did he say?
He said Javian Hawkins season.
Because that it sounds like something that comes when hell freezes over.
Wow, you're not a big Javian guy?
I'm more of a Quadre guy.
All right.
It's been the summer of quads, and it's going to be the fall of Quadre Olison. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Nick. This is very robust for me. Everyone, please admire how much capital I've deployed on running backs. We're not taking Mostert in our main event. Look, I'm willing to get ideological. If you guys just want to piss yellow all over the room, I'll fucking piss it.
Piss yellow. When it's not best ball and we can play the waiver wire, we'll piss yellow.
Look at Pat. Would you say I starved the beast at tight end?
I think you starved the beast, dude. I do like that, Denny Carter is always talking about how zero running back has a marketing problem, and I think we solved it here tonight. We piss yellow.
Piss yellow. We're the piss boys, dude.
We're the piss boys. What's more likable and approachable than that? Just a couple of piss boys. Oh God. All right, what are you hoping for here, Pete?
I don't even. I think I will. I'll take Tua if he's here.
Yeah. Which was Sam says you'll never get Siegel to utter with the word "piss boys."
How much? How much do you want to bet, Sam? Because I'll take this bet. I would like Sam, slide in my DMs. Let's make a bet on me getting Sean to say "piss boys" on air. I want this bet. I think I can win it. Let's book it.
Please book it. This is all upside for me.
Yeah, Sam. I will bet you $500 I can get Sean Siegel to say "piss boys" on a podcast. Do you want to take this bet, Sam? Okay, 50. We'll do 50. $50. Done deal.
All right,
I'll
Sam.
take your 2 BBMs.
Sam, put a little shaky emoji in the chat.
Yeah, put the shaky.
Yeah, give us the shaky. That way we know the bet is legit.
Is this the point of the stream where you try to talk me into Jacoby Myers?
Yep.
So what Sam doesn't know is we just booked a main event draft to do with Gretsch and Sean on September 1st. And after this is over, I'm going to go in and rename it the Piss Boys.
Well, Sam.
GG, Sam.
You might want to send that $50 over now.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, look at Sam coming out with all these qualifiers. All these qualifiers now. Sean Siegel here, recapping the Piss Boys main event draft. All right, so Tua does fall. I'm going to grab him.
R.I.P. Sam. Yep, that's a good pick. I'm glad we didn't have to discuss who to take there because as I am dead.
Okay. I don't really have anyone I'm like absolutely in love with right now. Darrington Evans goes.
There's a wide receiver that's the number one wide receiver on his own team that had a yards per hour run above 2 as a sophomore after a very strong yards per hour run as a rookie, who they tried to replace, but has already stood out in camp as the clear number one guy.
Do you know what? Like, I have a running back or a wide receiver that I take when you take Jacoby Myers, and he's also available.
Interesting.
Do you know who it is?
I don't think I do. I'm trying to think who's even here.
Christian Kirk.
Oh, interesting. I thought maybe you were going to say Bryan Edwards.
Yeah, I feel like he's definitely always going a little later, but I feel like Myers and Kirk are always there at like pick 145 to 150.
All right, I'll start taking some more Kirk because my Myers shares are stupid high.
I'm just checking the board here. I mean, we're in the really gross territory for running back. I don't see anyone I want to take right now. I think I'm taking Christian Kirk.
You could take Crowder and set up a double stack.
It's too late. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind that thought either. Based on ADP, he'll still be there when we come back. But the thing with the double stack is you just mean unstacked because I don't think I'm taking.
Oh, right. You're not going to take the third. Never mind. Yeah, I forgot you're done.
I know who my last round pick is. It's going to be my final wide receiver. Mm-hmm. And so I think I'm going running backs in 16 and 17, and then I'm taking my wide receiver in round 18.
I think that's the way to play it.
You guys are still going on this Watson shit. You guys are disgusting. I've gotten told to do Watson stacks for about 4 different teams at different points tonight.
Which maybe indicates that you shouldn't be doing them at all.
All right, chat. You sniffed it out. Now just relax.
I like how you haven't really been nervous about getting sniped this entire live stream, and yet in round 18 you seem.
No, there was the one I was terrified on the Robbie snipe because I gambled there on the fan, and then Boyd went right away, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna get caught with my pants down."
But you could have taken Sutton there. You could have taken Juju. You could have taken Debo. You had other options.
Yeah.
You could have taken Visca.
I could have. I deprived the audience of a highlight reel again. Do you know what's so crazy is
no one's surprised, Pete. No one's surprised.
No, this is bullshit. Because again, I was listening to you and Davis talk, and I can't remember the context, but he had some anti-Visca. Oh no, he had Chark being better than Visca. And I was like, again, you didn't push back at him. He's giving me shit for being out on Visca, and now he's touting Chark.
No, we didn't. He wasn't charting.
Yeah, he was.
He wasn't. No, he was saying. We were saying that Chark is now a decent value because he's going after Visca. That I enjoy taking the. He's got the high. He said his Visca is his second or third highest player exposure on Underdog.
I'm not going to listen back to it, but if I did, there was some Visca slander there.
I compared him to Demaryius Thomas. Then he wholeheartedly agreed. Said that people forget Demaryius Thomas had that kind of short area, bubble screen part to his game. He said, you know what he did say? He said that Chark is kind of the more prototypical alpha but I kind of pushed back on that and said that Visca could be Demaryius Thomas, got a higher ceiling.
Yeah. Joshua asking about.
Sorry, Josh got me with this comments.
Yes, no. This is Davis said Chark is more of an alpha than Visca.
He said he's more than an alpha in this, and I did push back because I said Visca's got the higher ceiling because he could be Demaryius Thomas, and then he agreed.
Whatever.
I don't know what you want from me here, guys. I'm talking football.
I'm fine with you. I'm just saying Davis is trying to push me out of the Visca thing. You don't see me out here caping for DJ Chark.
Yeah, I see you caping for Robbie Anderson and Sutton.
This is how I love this chat. I have Joshua talking about the merits of fading a double stack to grab an unstacked Trevor Lawrence. And then I have Daniel asking me how I met my wife. I will only answer one and only one of those questions. One, if you want to know about my stacking ethos, put 2s in the chat. If you want to know how I met my wife, I will not answer both.
Can I talk about this stack? Or are we going to sit here in silence until people put numbers in the chat?
That's how streamers do it, Pat. This is what streamers do in 2021. They take off their shirt, they sit in a hot tub, and they tell people to type numbers in the chat. And they say, "Oh, thank you for the super chat, Nitro sub."
That's a fourth one. That's 6 2s.
That's some real content right there.
Yeah, Mark is actually the thing. If you guys listen to the 25 hours of content I put out every week, you would have already heard this story on another show, and you could have just gotten my stacking thing. But since you did, no stacking comments for you.
Like, just leave the camera on for the other 3 hours, dude.
What 3 hours?
The other 3 hours you're not on the internet.
No. That's when I masturbate.
All right, never mind. Leave it off.
I met my wife, who's probably watching Too Hot to Handle right above me. I met her studying abroad in Spain. And everyone...
Sorry, but I want to get a little clip of that's your Gretsch moment of looking up at your wife. Eric, please get that. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Matt, I'm ready to kind of alienate more of my audience. I've been doing the whole like Mr. Nice Guy thing too much. I need to go full Denny. And if getting in a hot tub kind of weeds some of you guys out, I'm going to put a fucking inflatable hot tub back here.
All right. You met her studying abroad in Spain.
I met her studying abroad in Spain, not in Barcelona. Remember when JJ Arcega-Whiteside was a thing? Is he even on a team?
He's still on the Eagles, but he's probably going to get cut.
God, bless his soul. Bless his soul. All right. I have one running back I do want to take here. And there's the second running back is up for debate, I would say. And by debate, I mean literally any suggestion. You say a name and I'll say, okay, I'll do it.
Ted Johnson.
Oh, God. All right. If I don't get Ty Johnson tonight, I'll give away another randomizer box.
God damn it.
And you guys are looking better because I was going to take Damian Williams and he literally just goes there. He was going to be my pick. Yeah, Frank, I studied abroad, if you know what I mean. that's the uncle joke. I did. All my classes were in Spanish. And I got a literature credit, even though the class was in Spanish and I barely understood anything that was said. All right, the chat is making suggestions. Make suggestions here. Running back suggestions.
So can I guess the guy you're taking? I'm pretty sure I know who you would be taking. I'm
really? Do I have a brand guy here?
I think you have a brand guy here.
Really? Who?
At least one of the two.
Who?
Ahmed.
I've cooled on him.
Really?
Started to get worried about this whole Malcolm Brown sitch.
Interesting. Okay.
And honestly though, Pat, it's like the identical thing with you and Ramondre, like just moving on to the new flavor of the week. And I've started going like more Booker, more P. Ryan, who I think I might take here.
Yeah, grab P. Ryan. Give the people another chance at their randomizer box.
The P. Ryan on the Piss Boys stream. I mean, how perfect is that?
P. Ryan Piss Boys.
All right.
P. Ryan Piss Boys.
Relax, Michael. Relax. I don't know, man. What did you think of that Athletic report about the Eagles situation? It was such this weird thing where the beat reporter was like, there's basically no way Kenny Gainwell is going to be able to emerge in year one. And he's like, but I fucking love this guy, so maybe he will. Did you read that blurb that Davis posted in our chat? He posted a screenshot or a link to the Eagles beat reporters talking about the Philly running back room.
Okay.
And it was a weird thing. And because it seems like Jordan Howard is going to be the odd man out there, but they might carry still 5 running backs.
Well, the problem with Jordan Howard being the odd man out is that that's actually bad for Gainwell, because Kerryon Johnson is like a really good pass blocker. And so we like Kerryon. If Kerryon was the odd man out, then there would be more passing down snaps available for Gainwell. So
yeah,
we're rooting for Jordan Howard if we've got Gainwell. There goes Javian.
I'm taking P. Ryan.
Yep, makes sense. Also part of your stack in a sense.
Yeah. People, so chat, I'll read you the running backs that are available based on ADP right now. Kenneth Gainwell, Rashad Penny, Xavier Jones, Malcolm Brown, Marlon Mack, Savon Ahmed, Joshua Kelly, Cam Akers, Wayne Gallman, Jerick Deadlegs McKinnon, Le'Veon Bell, the player who won't be named, who I'm going to take and give away another randomizer box, Ty Johnson, Jake Funk, Larry Roundtree.
Or you could take Ty Johnson.
Oh, wow. The chat, you guys don't want a randomizer box? Fine. It's less work for me. You think I want to go in and fucking make a discount code in Shopify and send it to you and make a box that's going to take me 15 minutes that I'm going to lose money on? You think I want to do that? All right. The chat, none of you want me to take Ty Johnson. That is completely fine. All right. Everyone wants me to take Xavier Jones. Fine. I'll take Xavier Jones. No randomizer box for you guys. We just drafted Xavier Jones. Enjoy it. No wonder these things aren't selling.
Dustin, after the pick, I want one very badly.
It's too late. You guys had your chance to say Ty Johnson.
And then right after that, Xavier. Oh, man. All right. Xavier Jones. He was productive. Maybe this will be the new flavor. Maybe I can get on board with Xavier.
Yeah, I haven't. I don't know. I think I do need to adjust. It's kind of like that thing. I did like that point Davis made about how if the Cam Akers injury had happened really early in the offseason and we had time, to talk ourselves into Darrell Henderson starting running back. In the same way, if you extend that point, Xavier Jones would have became our, de facto late round handcuff candidate in an ambiguous situation. But because it happened so recently, I think cognitively we're a little slower to maybe catch up to him being a viable handcuff here.
I think that's probably right. He had 1,276 yards, 23 touchdowns. 23 touchdowns in his final season. 20 receptions, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns. 23 touchdowns, my God.
Why no Darnold? Because I don't need 3 quarterbacks with this build.
The whole play with the Panthers is that it's hyper condensed, so you don't need to have Darnold there.
Yeah, and we've talked about this. People, I guess I said I wouldn't answer this question, but I think we've talked about it a lot with Bime 4-2, and he's hit this point home for the quarterbacks that aren't giving you any rushing upside. You don't need to double stack them. You can almost get all of the benefits without having to worry about points that are mostly replaceable. Like the Kyle Pitts and Calvin Ridley situation is a great example. And I think the DJ Moore and Sam Darnold is another great example. Like you can replace those points. I'm going to get those points from Trevor Lawrence and some more rushing upside and a little bit more upside that isn't baked in to kind of Sam Darnold's ceiling. Do you agree with that, Pat?
Yeah, you get more upside in a way because you have an additional team stacked without having to mess up your structure. I do have some bad news, Pete. The chat has replayed the chat, and what you actually said is, if I don't take Ty Johnson, I'll give away a randomizer box.
I thought that's what I said too, and then I got it like twisted somehow.
Yeah.
Right.
So you gotta give away
Fine,
randomizer box.
I'll fucking God. I'll make another form. God damn it.
Yeah, that's why they were rooting for Xavier.
I hope. All right, everyone. I hope you guys have your fake dog names again.
He's not taking. Berto points out you could be a real heel here and mess up the structure of your team and take Ty so you don't have to give away a randomizer box.
Now that's what we call marketing savvy.
Yeah. That is what you said, because I remember the time.
Yeah, you're right.
Dude.
Yeah, I'm not even fighting that. I thought I said that too, but then somehow once we started discussing the running back options, I thought it meant the other. All right. Here you jackals go. Someone's dog is going home happy tonight. Same form. Deleted all the responses. You guys have the duration of round 18 to win a bark box. This is all a ploy for me to actually capture your emails and then spam you with links to my future products and projects.
Hey, it's worth it, man. Chance for a randomizer box.
It does suck that, like, you know, with the VIP stuff, you know, you can post in the Discord, or you can post like the YouTube member only post on YouTube, but there's no way. Like, I wish we did have emails so we could send out an email blast to everybody and stuff about Vegas, all that stuff. So there is a master plan here to create a ship chasing mass marketing list where I can send you links to buy ship chasing mugs and pictures of Pat's feet in various poses after the Giants selected Kadarius Toney.
I don't like that so much.
That's already available for free on the internet.
That might be on the internet now. Is Pat in black and white?
I think, guys, that's just because I'm so tan. Don't take it out on Pat.
Come on, guys. I wasn't out on the Cape throwing the frisbee around, you know?
Sam, before you exit, if you could just slide me that $50, that'd be great.
Oh my God. So when are you going to name the team the Piss Boys? Because I feel like naming it right before the draft is probably the best for you.
Yeah, I think I had already named. I did temporarily name it Chasing Banana Signals, I think. But it is going to get renamed to the Piss Boys.
All right. Good stuff.
All right. What kind of dog names do we got tonight? Anita Hanjob, Charlie Griffey, Lee, Lydia Piss Boy, Rafi, Waffles. I like that name. Late round 4 QB.
Did you really go Anita Hanjob?
That was the name of it.
Yeah.
Okay. I get it. All right. IP freely, whatever.
Anita Hanjob?
I fell for it. All right. I fucking Ron Burgundied it.
You really did. You even did the question mark. Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Luna and Brutus. Someone trying to get promo code Pete. Who put that in? That's how you win.
Pete will read whatever on the prompter. You have an actual Ron Burgundy.
Do you know who? Do you know who submitted the "I need a hand job"? Our old friend Rico.
Oh, what is happening with that accent? I
don't even want to attempt it.
I can't.
Let me just draft Colin Johnson.
What is going on? That's not even close. All right, go ahead. Just take Colin Johnson.
If you guys, it would be very hilarious if Colin Johnson got sniped and I took Ty Johnson and then didn't do the drawing.
I need a hand job. Well done, Draco.
I am on the clock. Welcome to the squad, Colin Johnson. The true alpha in Jacksonville.
You would take Colin Johnson and not Visca when you had the chance.
God, I'm definitely. I mean, in a vacuum, I prefer Colin Johnson, and in this structure. All right, we brought it on home.
Pete, give us the rundown.
All right. So I was fully prepared heading into this draft to take Travis Kelce. I believe almost all of the other drafts have gone McCaffrey, Cook with Kelce at either 3 or 4. So I was kind of mentally prepared to start with Kelce there. So that was an interesting wrinkle. I felt very good about it though when Ridley fell, because I do think there's a little tier break there. Getting one of Ridley or Hopkins was nice. And then we pissed yellow. Ridley, CD, Moore, Higgins, feel very good about all those picks. Noah Fant was an interesting pick. I preferred the 2 tight end construction. I preferred getting a little bit of upside there. And I'm ultimately happy with how I played that 6-7 turn, getting Robbie Anderson there. Again, making a somewhat uncharacteristic detour for Raheem Mostert, but just based on some of the running backs that were going early, and worried about kind of the run that did end up happening in the 9th and 10th there. I felt good about getting Mostert because I do think he's a clear cut above some of those other guys. Fuller, such a smash in the 9th. I'm glad you kind of pushed me to Pollard in the 10th. Like, I was kind of, my head was spinning a little bit there because there were so many ways I could go as far as quarterback, grab, Elijah Moore there early if I wanted to get my second tight end. So I'm glad you pushed me back to Pollard, which is actually ironic because I was the one that was like telling you to take Pollard.
Me on to Pollard. Yeah. Yeah. And it was even earlier. That's why when it came to Pollard, I thought you were going to be kind of have that art in your head.
Yeah. And then the nice thing about taking those detours for Fant and Mostert is then being able to get guys like Fuller in the 9th, like Elijah Moore in the 11th. And then Trevor Lawrence was not a guy I envisioned falling. I was ready to go with the 3 QB build with like a Tua, Zach Wilson, and Darnold. But Trevor being there offers a really nice blend of upside. So I'm stoked on that. Cole Kmet, again, I don't have any conviction. Pat mentioned Ferkser. I like Ferkser too. Chat like Jarwin. I'm fine with Jarwin. I think this is a flat tier, but I do think there's still some kind of breakout potential with Kmet just based on how young he was and that offense getting better. We do get the stack there. Thank you, Henry Muto, for telling me to exhibit patience there. Wanted to grab just one more wide receiver here. I do like Christian Kirk. I think he is going to have a little bit of a bounce back year this year, and especially if AJ Green does turn to dust finally, I think Kirk could have a nice year. Him and kind of Rondale maybe alternating big weeks. P. Ryan, Xavier Jones. Hadn't drafted Xavier Jones at all. Shout out to the chat for getting me on him. I do not hate it. And then because I'm incapable of leaving a draft without a stack, I did grab the Jags wide receiver 4, Colin Johnson.
In retrospect, I guess I feel a little bit bad about steering into Elijah Moore over Waddle because you did have another out with Sam Darnold. So you didn't necessarily need to have the out with Zach Wilson. And then, of course, you did get Tua, so you could have had a double stack there. But I really like Elijah Moore, so I think it's not like that big of a deal, but would have been nice to get you the double stack.
Yeah, for sure. I don't mind that at all, though. I think we all prefer. God, I was about to say in a vacuum again. I mean, I like Elijah Moore more than Jalen Waddle, but I do think the double would have been fun there. But there's just so much more bust risk, I think, with Jalen Waddle than Elijah Moore.
A little bit, and I don't know, like at the time, once you got Elijah, I think it just made it so much easier to just not worry about having to reach for Tua.
Yeah.
So you ended up just kind of sitting back and letting him fall into your lap, which was awesome. But he didn't make it. He went, I think, at like the 1403 or something in my board. So it's just the way it worked out. It would have been nice in retrospect to have taken Waddle.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Not a ton of picks I think I would want back otherwise. I do think, because even going Lawrence there, I could have set up the Zach Wilson and Darnold late pretty easily there. I'm trying to think. I guess I could have grabbed another I could have taken like Gabe Davis and done like a 2v2 of Gabe Davis and Zach Wilson versus the Trevor Lawrence Christian Kirk. But I think I almost like the Lawrence Christian Kirk.
Me too.
Yeah.
I prefer that. Lawrence has more rushing upside.
Yeah.
So, did you see what Frank said?
What did he say? Yeah, guys, this is what we're doing this year. The summer of FFPC is all about pissing all over your opponents. I already hate that this is a thing, and
we might have to bail on this bit. This might have to be a one night bit.
No, I'll be emailing everyone about the shirts tomorrow. Oh yeah, I do need to do this godforsaken giveaway. It's just kidding. I'm excited. Excited. I am.
I can feel it.
Let me download these responses. Big money. Pat, on Wednesday, we're going to talk about our main event plan. Now that we have 2 main events under our belt, we just started our 3rd with Gorman. Can let the people know we started Diggs and then Kittle fell to us. Diggs, Kittle, pretty nice.
Diggs, Kittle, and we are on the clock. Did you realize that? Yeah. So it went Diggs, Kittle, then CH, Ridley, Jefferson, Keenan Allen, DeAndre Swift, and A.J. Brown got taken 1 pick before. So that's a little bit of a bummer. But I think we're in good position here. There's I think there's a clear wide receiver target here for us.
Yes. Might have been a guy I drafted tonight as well. The board is loaded with all of your absurd names. Betty Drillser. Where's Anita? There's Anita hand job. All right. The winner gets a dog box. Wait, Lily. Who is Lily? That's such a sweet name. Lily, I see DJ. I think it's DJ here. Congratulations, Lily. You and DJ have just won the hottest merch box of the entire summer for fantasy football drafters who also like to drink and who have a dog. Pat, back-to-back nights. I mean, this was fun though. I really enjoyed doing these drafts, and I feel like even more so than last year, we came into these feeling pretty prepared for how these drafts could go. Yeah,
I feel as prepared as I ever have with these. And I don't know. I think it's just been a lot of draft. I've never drafted this much in my life. Have you ever drafted this much?
No.
I'm drafting all the time. It's crazy. So
Yeah.
I honestly feel like in terms of reps and like knowing the draft pockets and just like kind of getting a feel for stuff, I feel really, really well prepared this year. And I'm also continuing to draft. So it's just been a lot of fun, and I feel like we're going to crush it.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we are going to just close out like we normally do with a prayer. So if we could all bow our heads. I don't know if that was kind of just like your tone was like, forgive us, Father, for we didn't piss yellow in every single round. All right, guys. We'll see you on Wednesday. We're shutting this down.
Oh, my God.